up, guys? Welcome to the Bomb Squad. Thank you for watching 13 Ghosts and hopefully House on Haunted Hill. I don't know. We're recording this early. We'll find out. But this is the podcast where we talk about underappreciated and underrated movies. Oh, yeah. I forgot that this was part of our theme. It's so unconnected.
No, the
We're
castle.
still in the castle.
We're still in the castle.
Dark Castle.
So, yes. So Dark Castle was originally a company that was going to remake William Castle movies. They did two, and then they were like, nah, we're good. And now we're so far removed from anything William Castle did because today we're covering a long-lost Coen Brothers movie.
Yeah.
Find out when we get back from this commercial break. What's up, guys? As the movie season starts, we want you to go on Tubi and check out our films. The Empty Space, Borderland, and the last ones. One of them has zombies. Watch them all and find out, and then come back and tell us for a special prize. The prize is watching the other two movies. So go check those movies out. They're also on Screamify, Screambox, and a lot of other streaming. You can even rent it. Go rent it. It's better. But yeah, now back to the podcast. What's up, guys? Welcome back. That commercial wasn't funny, according to my other two guests. They did not even
Was I supposed to?
a little smile.
I did. I was smiling.
I'm so mesmerized by William filming.
If I'm being honest, I'm
from a dark
self-conscious about my
basement.
new lighting setup. It's not.
Yeah,
It's like he's a federal informant, and
I
we're.
know.
You
Like,
do.
Should I put like my phone up so I have like a little more light?
It is also like
Is this
yeah. I
better?
think you need a ring light eventually.
Well, I do have one. I just forgot to. So, for anyone who's watching, we're moving inside. This is my new basement, and I haven't brought all my stuff, and I forgot to bring my ring light. So this is.
He's gonna furnish. He's gonna furnish
I
it
feel
exactly
like-
like
I don't
the
know,
70s
like,
show
the
basement.
light-
That's the plan.
The light makes it look like you when you have a flashlight run under your face. And you're like,
Yeah, it's weird.
"Ooh."
Hello.
Yeah, but then the darkness. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
you should have had that lighting for when we did the.
the other 13 ghosts.
I know, but I saved it for Suburbicon because it's the true horror.
I keep calling Dark Castle 13 Ghosts. That's
Hey,
the
it's the
lasting
same thing.
impression.
What if I just hold my phone up the whole time like that?
Yeah, that won't be distracting at all.
I just wouldn't worry that much about it.
Yeah,
All right.
My
feel
lighting's been trashed for 200 of our episodes.
Well, just so our viewers know that I'm self-aware.
part of the fun of this podcast is its different aspects.
Absolutely.
Like what
Yeah.
we've been in different houses, apartments. It's all the same.
They've
But
been
anyway,
following us this whole time.
so welcome back to the Bomb Squad, where we're talking about Dark Castle's 2017 movie. Oh my God, I just realized I don't know how to pronounce this. Suburbicon,
Suburbicon. Yeah.
directed by George Clooney, and also written by the Coen Brothers and George Clooney and some guy named Grant Hesseloff, who must be some kind of demon.
Who
curses
if
movies.
you Google him, you've seen him in movies before. He's
Yeah.
like, I think he's like in Syriana, maybe.
He's in the best movie of all time. He's in Congo. He's the guy who gets the eyeball thrown at him, Bruce Campbell's eyeball thrown at him, and he goes,
Oh yeah.
But anyway, so this movie it premiered at the Venice International Film Festival, directed by George Clooney. It stars Matt Damon, Julianne Moore, Oscar Isaac in an early role.
Yeah.
And that's it. There's like other people, but you won't know them.
There's
It's like the Coen
multiple
Brothers where
Julianne
you
Moores.
see- You know faces, maybe not names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the guy who's in a bunch of movies as like the main bad guy. Like
They're
the
like, oh
evil
yeah,
clown.
like the schlubby villain type
Yeah.
guy. Yeah.
But anyway, so Suburbicon, it's kind of loosely based on the first black family who lived in this town in Pennsylvania and how like this white community affected to them. But it's not really about that.
Yeah.
According
it's in
to
the background.
according to the trivia, the Coen Brothers wrote this script a long time ago, and it was just about like this kid who starts to suspect that his mom might have been murdered, or like who sees his mom get murdered. And he's trying to solve the case,
Yeah.
and the Coen Brothers had written that script, and George Clooney had written a script about this first black family who moved into the all-white neighborhood, and they just combined those two scripts, and like when I say combined, I mean they just put them together and they don't really.
There's not.
They-
There is so
they're not
little
connected at all.
connection,
Yeah.
like
But yeah,
between.
so
Yeah.
And I
let's
think
get.
it's important to you because you said they like the Coens like wrote this like you said it early, and it's like after Blood Simple, their first movie
Right.
is like when they wrote this, and I feel like that's important for what we'll get into later. Like this is not a 2017 Coen Brothers script. This is an early career.
This is
script.
pre-crime wave Coen
Right,
Brothers, so
right.
they
Which is
haven't
crazy. Just
they haven't gotten
crazy
rid of
because
the,
if you
the crime wave problem.
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
And
Crime
Free Fargo
Wave basically
as well.
has the two same villains in it too.
Yeah, well, I
mean,
feel like
yeah, so it's Fargo,
almost
I guess.
every early Coen Brothers had the two same villains. It's like the
Yeah.
John
The
Candy
conniving one and the
skinny
dumb
one,
one. Yeah.
Because Raising Arizona has it. This one has it.
Right.
You know,
It's a
they're
good form. I
crime
mean,
wave.
Blood Simple's amazing too. Let's just-
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
Blood Simples kind of stands out amongst all those early films. Even Barton Fink kind of has that same villain, but it's done to great effect in other movies. But
Yeah.
anyway, let's get into it. What did you guys think? Well, what did you guys think while visiting Suburbicon?
I mean, I feel like this movie is such an interesting exercise in like why this isn't really a very fair thing to say, I guess, but like why the Coens can only direct their own things in
Yeah.
a way. Like there's I don't know. I feel like my opinion is sort of like a late podcast, like an ending detail. I would say this movie is kind of a misfire. Is
Yeah.
all I'll say up front, and we'll get into it later.
Yeah,
Y-
I would
yeah.
say you even need both of the Coen brothers to direct Coen brothers.
Which we can
Absolutely.
we could say. No, I would agree. I almost
Take that,
feel like
Macbeth.
you can actually see, like when the Cohen stuff, like, because I don't know, there are like parts where you're like, okay, I can really see like why this can work, and then
Well,
it just kind of gets away from that.
And I don't want
Yeah.
to like do a scene by scene, but I'll say like, okay, so it
For
starts
sure.
off, we see this black family get to the white neighborhood, and we see how the white neighborhood reacts. Like they're like staring, they're like having meetings about how they don't think it's right. They're like, oh, this is the land of the free to be segregated and stuff. And then that's about the first 10 minutes, and then we completely cut away from
Mhm.
that to the neighbor. And it's Julianne Moore, and she has a twin sister also played by Julianne Moore. And I was like, so like they made one of them blonde, and there was a good 2 minutes where I was like, wait, who's that other girl? She looks like kind of like Julianne Moore.
Right.
Maybe you might have face blindness because she's very recognizable.
I know, it was like I saw them both, but I was like, that girl looks like that girl, and they both look like Julianne Moore. I wonder who they are, and
Yeah,
I was
what's
like,
her
oh,
name? Who's
Yeah,
this
they're-
weird
they're-
actress?
yeah. And so so one of them is in a wheelchair. She's married to Matt Damon. She has a little kid, and she's like, oh, go play with the new neighbor. And like the sister's like, I'm a little bit nervous because, or like, why do you want to go play with him? He's different. He's black.
Right. Yes,
And-
it's the child of the black family.
Yeah. And the mom's like, who cares? It's just another kid. Like, go play with him. It's fine.
And you can they do actually kind of, it's a good job of illustrating that the blonde mom who is in a wheelchair, did we say that?
Yeah.
Mhm.
She's also in a wheelchair. Is a more forthright and moral person than the other sister, who's a lot more conforming to like society, kind of.
Yeah.
So
And seems to be racist.
it's just
And so then that night, these twins or these robbers break in, and they like tie everyone up, and they're gonna rob them, and they're gonna knock them out with chloroform. But then they give the sister in the wheelchair, the mom, they give her like too much chloroform, and she
Yeah.
doesn't make it.
So
And-
this is a scene I want to touch on really
sure,
quick. So in this scene, so it's like kind of an intense scene a little
it's
bit.
sinister, yeah.
But like I think this is like one of the main problems of the movie is like, so like Matt Damon goes into his son's room and like wakes him up and is like, son, there are men in the house and you need to come down with us. And then like the two main bad guys are kind of like making jokes the whole time, and I feel like, and once again this is going to be sort of not a very fair conversation, but it's like if the Coen brothers had been directing this, like you could tell that they were writing these jokes to maybe be like kind of bombastic and like over the top and
Right.
like sort of like funnier maybe, even though it's like still
It's
scary.
it's all like kind of quiet menace.
Right,
Like they're very
right.
like, yeah, go get me a tray for my drink, like that kind of
Yeah.
thing to the dad, like pushing him around in a lot of ways. You
Right.
know,
Like it's not like the fun like Fargo is like pretty horrifying, but like
Oh,
it's
yeah,
still
yeah,
like
yeah.
hilarious the whole time. And it's like I feel like the Coen voice is like just right there waiting to be untapped. But like George Clooney is like a little bit too heartfelt, I guess.
reserved.
He's not quite as like black humor as like
I get it. You
Yeah,
could see
it kinda
Steve
feels
Buscemi. You
like-
could see Steve Buscemi like killing this essentially.
right.
Yeah,
Like you kind of feel like George Clooney doesn't like he doesn't know when it's like he sees everything more black and white than the Coens do.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
Mhm.
so
yeah.
like there's like a scene, yeah, and I know the scene where they're like, "Oh, can I get a drink?" And they're like, "Can I get it on a tray?" And then the other guy says like, "Oh, can I get it on a tray too?" And the way George Clooney frames it, it's like, "Oh, he's like telling him, "Oh, you're also worthless to me."
Yeah,
You
he's like
suck.
he's further emasculating him.
If you think about how the Coens would play it, I think they'd play it like he got excited that the other
Yeah.
one
yeah,
came
yeah,
on
like
the
almost
tray.
right.
punchline. Like he's too
Yeah.
stupid to. Yeah, there's like because the robbers are kind of dim-witted in like that Cohen's
Right.
way.
Yeah.
It's just definitely played more like intensely. Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
also like, yeah, I feel like it's way more scary. Where it's like, I think later, you're kind of supposed to be a little bit on the like, you're not supposed to be on the robber's side, but you're supposed to like, kind of understand, like, kind of be endeared to them, and you never are because they're always
Totally.
threatening.
Yeah.
And so it's like, yeah, it just kind of comes with like, there's just too many scenes with them for them to be this one note and threatening, you know?
Right, right. And we only get to like learn about them like way later in the movie, which we don't
Yeah.
even learn that much about them then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we're following well, and then like the kid is like he's getting more suspicious as to what happens, and then like he catches Matt Damon and the other twin. They're hooking up, you know, like
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
because she
doing
moves
stuff.
in.
She moves
the
in.
twin of his mother moves into the house. And
Well,
starts, like, living
and
there.
and also
it's-
makes her hair blonde. To
She
It,
dyed
it,
her
it,
hair
at first
just
it's
like her
innocuous.
sister.
I'd say the big turning point is like eventually like the police are like, hey, we caught some guys, we want you to look at a lineup, and they're like, we can't let our son look at the lineup, it's like it's too scary for him. He's like, no, I'm
Right.
fine. And they're like, no, you have to stay out here.
yeah.
And then he sneaks in anyway, and then the two guys are in the lineup, and they're like, no, none of them, you know. And it's like
Right.
obviously them,
The-
you know.
the
So it's
son like zooms in on the two robbers that are clearly there.
Yeah.
And he's like, why is
and-
my dad lying about not seeing?
this
my
is an
mom's
interesting
murderer?
idea too, just because like, you know, literally because it's your word against your dad's, you know, to
Right,
the police. So
exactly.
it's
Right.
like you really
Well-
would be powerless in this situation.
Yeah.
You
But
know?
I don't even think it's that. I think it's more like when the son, like it's this confliction of like the dad is telling the son that's not them. I don't see them.
Yeah, things
But-
look like they might be
Literally
sometimes.
gaslighting.
Yeah,
Trust me,
but-
it's not him, dude.
Yeah, and it's kind of like the son having to come to grips with the fact that his dad might be like not only a liar but a bad person, you know. And
Right.
so a lot of it is him trying to. But I think that's, and I don't know if I should bring this up now or at the end. I think a big problem with this movie, and I think it has a lot to do with bringing in this other kind of realistic case that just kind of hovers around the story the whole time.
The
I
race
think
stuff.
The problem is that we should be seeing this movie through the eyes of the kid. And we
Yeah.
don't spend as much time with the kid as you'd think we're going to, you know?
Right, it's a little omniscient. Like we might be in Matt Damon's shoes in one scene, we might be in Julianne Moore's
Yeah.
shoes in one scene. Yeah,
It
But I
also
feel
like
this
it,
whole movie should be framed from his point of view as
Totally.
he's kind of learning. You know?
and it,
The-
it could have
the-
been from his neighbor too, like
the black family.
black
Well,
family, yeah.
the weirdest thing about the black family is that a lot of the movie it cuts to them, and it's like clearly that's like the backdrop is this tension like in the neighborhood, like racially, but the black family are barely characters. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they don't really get like they're
It-
in it a lot, but they don't really have they don't like
It
speak a
does.
lot. It's yeah.
yeah.
It does kind of get borderline
It-
offensive.
It
like
feels
that it's-
too important to be in the
Yeah.
backdrop
'Cause
for
all-
what
all it
they're
does-
going through.
Yeah, it's kind of like in a way like this. This is a weird thing to say, but it's like kind of like a Greek chorus, kind of,
Right.
where
Yeah.
it's like we'll cut back to because like eventually a crowd forms outside of like their house
Mhm.
and just starts like chanting and making noise to like try and drive the black family out. And it's like all we're doing when we ever cut to like any of the scenes involving the Black family is just to remind you that there's like tension in the movie and to kind of like
Yeah.
it's kind of like cutting back to like an organ going "Durr,
Yeah,
durr."
because there's a scene earlier where they cut to the Black family, and Julianne Moore is working at the grocery store, and the owner of the grocery store like goes up to the Black lady as she's like checking out, and he's like, "Oh, by the way, those eggs are $20." And they ring up the eggs for $20, and she pays it and goes, "Oh, that milk is $20."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, everything in this store is gonna be $20 for you. Like, we want you to leave." Essentially, is what she's saying, and it's kind of like showing like this dark side of the suburbs. You know, like, well, yeah, it's like you think that it was nice, but they're really like it's just bordering on hate and tension. But it's like, yeah, but that's also what you're doing in the main story. So like, why are you doing it again?
It's
exactly
and in such a like a visceral way. But I don't. It definitely has a feel of like the I would have voted for Obama a third time type of like
exactly like the
like
racism that they're
like
showing at the beginning is like
racist, but I'm well-meaning.
Yeah.
It
Right.
just
It's like it's not like scathing or like
it doesn't
fictional.
work.
It's like it doesn't feel real. It's like whenever like at the very beginning of the movie, whenever like the Black family first moves in, like they cut to this scene and there's like all the white fathers of the neighborhood are like at a meeting, and they're like, "How are we going to get these guys out of here?" And they're just like, "Well, we all signed a petition," and the guy gives this long speech about like, "We want these guys out of here, and we will persevere." And it kind of uses like civil rights language to like say like why white people should get black people out of the neighborhood.
Yeah,
But it's just like so on the nose and so like not really it's not funny enough or it's like scary enough to like really be effective. It just feels like, what is this? This feels like
like how is it going to connect? And then the answer is it doesn't. Like it doesn't really.
Well, and I think it's not even like it doesn't even really connect thematically because like everything that's happening with Matt Damon is because of Matt Damon.
Yeah, it's like a premeditated crime. It's different than the kind of passive social racism.
Yeah, like all the neighbors did was move into this neighborhood. For Matt Damon, like so we eventually find out that yes, Matt Damon,
this is what Matt Damon does. Yeah,
he did hire those two guys to kill them, and that's why I think like because once you find that out, you're like, okay, so that's why I think they're supposed to be meant more to be bumbling fools. Then like as
it's literally the fake Fargo kidnap. I mean, it's like they did it.
That.
They did it right
in
Fargo.
Pre-Fargo.
Even
the kid learning that his dad is a fool is straight.
But it's the same broad strokes, you know.
Mm-hmm. So Matt Damon is going to he hired these guys to kill his wife to get insurance money, and then he and his wife's twin sister are now gonna
run away and they never say it, but you get the sense that he did it because she's in a wheelchair, so he's like, oh, I can have a non-handicap version of her. And it's like he's just that much immoral, you know.
And his wife that he killed hated him too, because whenever like the robbers are like, or they're not even robbers, whenever the killers are in the house, they're like, why are you in a wheelchair, ma'am? And she's like, well, I was in a car crash and my husband was driving.
Yeah, and
so
it's
like
his fault.
Obviously tension there.
He does play a tremendous piece of garbage, Matt Damon, in this film.
Right. And and then like so that we find this out, and they're like, then they think that the Matt Damon's not going to pay them, so they kind of make this plan to like, hey, we're gonna if he doesn't pay us, we're gonna kill the kid and the new wife. And then again. Like this is all happening, and then we cut kind of again to this is when Oscar Isaac shows up as he's like an insurance agent.
Best character in the film. I love his scene.
But it's
so much.
And like again, I feel like this would work better in a Coen Brothers movie, like this complete tangent of a character, you know?
Yes, and he's playing it. He's almost playing it like he's like, well, I'm going to be in a Coen's movie, even if you're not directing one. He's like, he's like, that's what I'm going to do.
I'll eventually be in a great one. Don't worry.
Literally, one of their best, if not the best. Yeah.
And so he shows up and he's like asking her questions, and it's like kind of clear that he's at least is very suspicious of them all. And he's like, "Oh, I'll come back to talk to your husband."
I do love that it's not even that he's like a little suspicious. He like tricks her so easily into admitting that they committed this murder insurance fraud.
Yeah.
Well, and also they weren't at all like innocuous. Like they were like they literally tripled the life insurance
Yeah.
like
A
a month
before.
before.
Yeah, it's like
It-
so
it-
stupid.
It's funny because he literally like when she admits it, he's like, I was literally just fishing. I do this on every job. I didn't think you'd take the bait so quickly or so
Yeah.
like well, And it's just like anyway, I'll be back to talk to you to
Yeah.
your
And-
dead sister's husband. Yeah.
And see, and again, we go from that to that's when the riot breaks out of the racist whites trying to throw at the black family, and it's like, what am I supposed to be like? What am I going into this climax with?
Exactly. Yeah. It's like all I'm learning so far is that the white people want the black people out because they think that they're bad and uneducated, while at the same time a dumb guy is also doing a crime. So it's
Yeah,
like, that's just so.
But like a
dumb,
very
man. It's so
specific
dumb.
like
what
murder
you're
she
saying.
wrote type crime. Like I
Yeah.
did a convoluted
And I
murder
think-
to my wife. It does not connect at all. Yeah.
yeah. The only connections would be very broad. Like they both think they're doing something that's better, and they're like actually being monsters. But
Yeah.
like it's such a broad thing to connect them. Like,
Yeah.
And
it's
and
kind
I
of
also
there's
like
bad people in the world.
Right.
but like
it's so
like
stupid.
Matt Damon's motives are so purely selfish and evil in this that it's not even like like his because not to like jump ahead, but towards like near the end they do try to have like interviews with people being like, I guess we just got caught up in like the race stuff. Like it's like I just someone says a rumor, I believed it, that kind of thing, and it's like, okay, that's like not the kind of crime Matt Damon did. His was like a specific like, I'm gonna plan out this murder, not just like, oh, I wasn't thinking in the moment and then I did
Right.
something bad.
Right.
It's like literally the very different like forms of immorality, suburban or
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
And see, and then so Oscar Isaac comes back, and he's like, he goes, "Oh yeah, you guys did it, and I want all the money." And Matt Damon, he's like, "I'm not gonna negotiate."
Yeah, no, because Matt Damon's like,
Yeah.
you want some of the money? He's like, no, I want all of it or you'll go to jail, obviously. Like,
Yeah.
that's...
Which is also like, hey man, you also have to remember, like they are killers.
And this is a funny beat, though, because the Matt Damon's like, well, if you think I killed her, why wouldn't I do something to you? He's like, you'd have to be the dumbest person ever to do something to me, the insurance adjuster,
Right.
just as the wife's serving him a drink. Or
Yeah, she serves him
coffee.
coffee that's poisoned.
poisoned with, like, so much lie, he immediately starts to die.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
this is also
Let's-
where the fact that there's a race riot next door like kind of plays against it because somehow no one sees it because it's on the other side that Oscar Isaacs is running out, dying, choking in the street.
Oh,
you know?
That's true. I didn't even put that together.
It's such a weird like.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
so
no.
dissonant, you know.
I do because they do make a point of showing like how
It's-
far the riot is away from them.
Mhm.
But-
Yes,
Again, it's
but why
like-
have it? Yeah.
And all
If
the neighbors are
anything-
gone. No one's gonna be looking
Yeah.
out their window. Yeah.
But it's like you could have just had a quiet street. It is suburbs, like that's kind of
Right.
what it's
Right.
famous
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
And so
He kills
Then they-
him brutally, by the way.
and then he hits him with
Yeah.
the fire poker.
This was like the most Cohen part. This was like
And
the
he's
most,
trying
yeah,
he's trying to
this
get
was
it out
great.
of his head, but it's stuck.
Yeah.
It was so gross.
And it's also the part that everyone remembers because it's like in all the trailers and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I
It's
never
like
saw the
most
trailers, so-
memorable part, yeah.
Yeah.
And so then like that's when the robbers come back, right?
Yeah,
so the
they're,
robbers are gonna go.
the robbers are like, I'm gonna go meet him in the junkyard or whatever,
Right.
the big one, and then he's like, little one, you go
Oh yeah.
kill
Kill them.
his the other woman. And
And this is the one other piece of information we learned about their life is that they work for the Metropolitan Transit
They're
Association.
bus
Oh yeah, they
drivers.
drive buses.
That's
yeah.
the only other piece of information we learned
Yeah.
about them at all.
Yeah.
And he's like,
It is a cool shot.
"You go kill the wife and kid. I'll go take care of the
And-
guy."
And then we also learned that Margaret, the other twin, wants to kill the son. Doesn't she try to kill the son?
Yeah, she makes it. She's like, because he runs and hides because he sees them killing Oscar Isaacs. That is like,
Right.
oh, they're psychopaths. And she's like, come on out. And you see her pouring again a comical amount of lye on a sandwich.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
He called. So there's one other character we have not mentioned.
Oh,
who's
we
Uncle
barely
Mitch.
mentioned this. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Uncle
because he
Mitch is
shows
the
up to the
brother
funeral.
the twins, yeah, and he's like the only adult who cares about the son. And so the son is like figuring all these things out. Like, dude, my dad's fucking lying and like maybe
Yeah.
killing my mom. And so he calls Uncle Mitch, but Uncle Mitch is in a meeting, so he doesn't answer. And then right after the kid sees the murder Oscar Isaac, he tries to call his Uncle Mitch, and then Julianne Moore cuts the
Cuts
phone
the phone,
line in
yeah.
the middle
Yeah.
of the conversation. Is like, you need to eat a peanut butter sandwich, which, as you stated, has a bunch of crushed up lime.
Has a
Which,
comical-
how are you going to eat all that? That's insane. You're going to taste
Yeah,
that before you even
that's
get
so
sick.
much line. Yeah,
This
you
is,
probably didn't see it.
I do remember the uncle. This is my tangent of trying to watch this movie, because we all love when I explain how I found the movie.
Please do.
Is
It
this
was
the tangent, or is there a tangent?
there's a second
this is the
tangent,
preamble to the tangent.
because I
The
couldn't find
pre-ramble
it
to the
for
tangent.
free on any streaming service, so that it said it was on Pluto TV. So I go to Pluto TV, and it is on Pluto, but only in Spanish. And so I
Nice.
start it, and for some reason it's already playing the funeral scene, and the uncle's just speaking Spanish. I was like, well, maybe he speaks Spanish. But then Matt Damon starts speaking Spanish. I'm like, no, the whole movie's this way, and I can't just. So then
Damon speaks
I had to rent it on Prime or whatever. So
I did too.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sorry
did.
for making you guys rent this on Prime, by the way. This
Yeah.
was my idea.
hey, I still liked it. I
It
still
was a lot of
appreciated
fun.
It
it.
was fun to
No,
watch.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a good time.
It's interesting to see like what happens when someone who's not the Coen gets a hold of their scripts.
Yeah.
So then one of the robbers comes and kills Julianne Moore. That's 2 Julianne Moores down.
He chokes
yeah.
he chokes her
Pretty
out.
brutally. All the murders
Yeah,
are pretty
honestly.
brutal from this point out.
They're almost too violent for again. I guess Fargo has some really violent murders, but it's like so offbeat, quirky that
It makes
maybe-
sense. It works.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then Mitch comes because then he's gonna go kill Nicky.
He's gonna kill the kid while he's hiding under the bed.
And
Mhm.
Mitch comes, which it's and so then he shoots him, but he gets stabbed.
Yeah.
They essentially kill each other, but he puts him in the closet. He's like, "You're gonna be okay," and then he turns around and he realizes he's been stabbed so many times he's about to die.
That was a good reveal because like the whole time you see Mitch, he's like,
Yeah, there's
"Kid,
some
get out
good
of bed.
stuff.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna help you out. Let's go. Let's keep you safe." And then after he shuts the door and tells Nikki, because his catchphrase to Nikki, the child, is, "Who loves you like a son?" And Nikki is
Right.
like, "You, Uncle Mitch." And finally, he whenever he finally says it at the end of the movie, it's like the second time you've heard him say it. The kid has like a kind of a moment, an arc moment where he's like, "Oh, this is the only guy who actually gives a crap about me." Like, oh my God.
Right.
And then he shuts the door, and then Uncle Mitch turns around, like Josh said, and then it reveals that there's a knife sticking out of his back, and then he dies. Which that was good. That was good.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
like I said, there's a good and then immediate tonal shift to Matt Damon's like leaving the junkyard or whatever, where he ditched Oscar Isaacs, and then the big criminal comes up. This is the most crime
Yeah.
wave ass scene of the whole
Yeah,
movie
then he
because
Because he's in a
Yeah.
tiny little car too.
yeah, he's like, "We're gonna get you, buddy. We're
Yeah,
gonna get
yeah.
you," and then just gets hit by a giant
Right.
semi truck.
Right.
I thought it was a fire truck.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's a
probably.
fire
Yeah,
truck.
it's a fire
Yeah,
truck.
yeah.
Yeah, it just
Yeah.
dies. That part of the movie's over.
They also he's ditching Oscar Isaac's body at the junkyard, but whenever he puts Oscar Isaac's body into Oscar Isaac's car, he puts a bicycle on top, but the bicycle is a Schwinn. And so I was wondering if maybe that was a callback to Burn After Reading, which George Clooney is
Oh,
also in.
fucking
'Cause there's a
Schwinn.
Schwinn joke.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's an Easter egg. Maybe it's just dumb, but
I also
wanted to point that
it's
out.
also like Schwinn is the most popular bike,
I know
I
it's
think
kind
I
of like
have a
he drink a
Schwinn.
Coca-Cola in both
Yeah.
movies. Yeah.
but it is.
And then also, because they would have had that in the 50s, right?
I mean,
That's like the
Schwinn,
classic.
Schwinn is also the funniest line in Burn After Reading. Where he goes, "Ha,
Yeah.
fucking Schwinn." You think that's a
Think it's
Schwinn?
Yeah.
Man,
No, that's
that
a
fits
film.
great in
That's a
that
film.
movie.
Yeah.
I don't know what we learned. I guess let's
Yeah.
not do it again.
Don't do it again.
This movie has the same ending. I don't know what we
I
learned.
know,
Just
yeah.
racism's
Well, see,
bad, I guess.
And then this is a real cool scene because then Matt Damon comes and he goes up to he finds Nikki, and like he's telling him like, "Oh, you can come with me to Bermuda," and then he's like, and then he like kind of starts talking like as if he's talking to authorities, and he's like, "Yeah, I had to kill both of these killers because they killed Mitch and my wife and my son,
Yeah.
and so I had to kill him." And like it's just like I don't know, it's like you know that he's threatening him already. But it's just like a very succinct way to do it.
It's so over.
It's probably my
Although
favorite scene.
this is very
Yeah.
funny too because he's eating the sandwich that the mom left out. So we
Right.
all essentially know it's coming. Earlier,
Yeah, it's a Chekhov sandwich essentially.
when
It's not
Oscar
non-
Isaacs gets a little bit of lye poured in his drink, he's instantly dying violently, and then Matt Damon finishes the sandwich before
Yeah.
he starts
Right.
to feel a little bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
This
And
is
then,
very
I
funny.
mean, we're already there, but the very end
Best
is
scene of
the
movie,
kid
yeah.
going to play with the
No,
neighbor.
he's just watching TV as Matt Damon's dead, because then on the TV they're talking about, oh, the riot was crazy, but
Yeah.
Right.
it kind of broke the spell because it was so violent for no. And then it's like the black families picking up their yard, and some white families are helping them. So it's like,
But
Yeah.
then they go into
Oh.
the yard and they look at each other and they're gonna.
oh, that's right, that's right.
Yeah.
He does walk out and he sees
Which
the
is
other
the
kid.
most like give the world a Coke ending. Like,
Exactly,
what are
man.
you talking about, bro?
And
I
I
know,
want to
this-
say too. I want to say too. Like at the very beginning of the movie, when we were talking about how Julianne Moore told the son to go play with the black kid across the street, like because they have like a funny little conversation. He's like, "Hey, I play baseball behind the Church of the Nazarene,"
Yeah.
and the black kid's like, "Well, I'm not a Nazarene," and the white kid's like, "Well, we're Episcopalian. Do you want to play baseball?" And then like they walk off, but it starts playing this like Spielberg ass music, which I love
Yeah.
Spielberg ass music for Spielberg ass movies. But like that scene, the way it was written, it probably should have been like kids say awkward things, they don't know how to communicate that well, and it's kind of funny, and then they're gonna walk off quietly. But George Clooney tries to add this kind of like Hollywood.
So it's
zhuzh,
a little
it's
too
Yeah,
saccharine. You're
cheesy.
saying,
Yeah.
No, I can understand that.
It's
Yeah,
like
It's
so
too
lame.
sentimental to make
Right.
a Coen Brothers film.
Exactly.
I think
which
this
is
is
why-
like if it's like Good Night or Good Luck, you're like, no, this should be gravely serious and like have this
Right.
definitive like thing. Whereas
It's black and white. Yeah.
Yeah.
he's just too stark for this
Yeah.
kind of
And
thing.
and I also feel like that's kind of why the Coen Brothers keep George Clooney in their comedies, because he works better in them. You know, because
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like he's more down for the silliness. But in this one, I don't know. It's just like I don't know if he knew what was going on. Like it just seemed.
Right.
I,
But it's
And
like,
like I
he's
said,
been
it-
in this movie before, so he knows what it should be like.
Yeah.
There's some great scenes though.
That-
I mean,
that
there
does
is
make
like
it
the Oscar
weird.
Isaac stuff's really
Yeah.
good, and you know,
Right.
like some of the like the murder stuff is good.
It's
too.
like just take the tone of any of the movies that the Coen Brothers made that you were in, George Clooney,
Yeah.
and make that
Do
this
that.
tone.
maybe
You're
it's harder
making it
behind the
too dark.
camera.
It's
Yeah.
also like I feel like another thing is that George Clooney doesn't seem to direct Matt Damon, and I feel like
I agree.
Matt Damon,
100%.
like if you see The Departed, he's so nervous and he's so kind of scary just by how desperate he is, and that's
Yes,
kind of how he should
totally.
be in this.
Right.
But he's
right.
almost like calm and like a serial killer, and it doesn't work for how stupid his character is. Like he
Yeah.
should be William H. Macy in Fargo.
Again,
Again, we just keep
exact-
comparing.
We really just
I
keep
know.
going back to Fargo. Yeah.
But like in Fargo, like William H. Macy is such a piece of shit. Like he's the worst human being
Yeah.
who's ever lived. But whenever he gets like in trouble with Frances McDormand when she's like, "You gonna do a lot count?" and like he's so nervous, like I feel so bad for him. I'm like,
Yeah.
I need him to get out of this situation.
I know, because
Like,
he's
you-
so
you feel sympathy
pathetic.
for him. Yeah, but in
Yeah.
this one, like I don't feel connected to anyone but Nikki, the son. Like I don't care about
Right.
Julianne Moore. I don't care about Matt Damon. The villains aren't funny enough.
I do
Like,
think I
care
think
about
the
him.
son does do a good job. I think it might just be like kind of a little bit of a because I kind of think like it is probably hard for a kid actor to pull off the like mounting suspicion that your dad's a
Totally.
murderer.
Right.
And I do think he like does pretty well with it.
Totally.
It just the
I
movie
agree.
almost needed to just shift to be like more on him, like for
Right,
the
which that's what
runtime.
Andrew was saying earlier. It should have been
Yeah.
from the viewpoint
Like,
of the kid. Yeah,
Just make it all him as he like kind of unravels this, and just
yeah,
don't bother with the race riot stuff because it doesn't work.
right. Like, don't try
Yeah.
to remake Fargo in the '50s. Like, it's not gonna work out.
Yeah.
Well, and it's just too important of a thing for them to like just kind of gloss over. It just kind of feels like
It shouldn't.
you
be,
always want more from it. Yeah.
right. Like they're using it more as like a punctuation mark as opposed to like the actual serious issue. Like it's just
Yeah.
like the thing in the background that always is like, and right, guys. Like
Yeah,
it just
'cause-
it's you're
yeah.
right. You're right. It is insulting. It's like so minimizing. I think there's a better word for it, but like you know what I mean. Like they're just like
Yeah,
Like,
because
they
it's
just-
the thing where essentially you're using this kind of historic thing to be like, yeah, this is like the suburbs were always like this, so you shouldn't be surprised by Matt Damon's character. But it's
Yeah.
like, okay, well, George Clooney, it's 2017. Like,
I know, and that's the thing. Like this movie, if this would have come out in '86, whenever they first wrote it, like maybe
Yeah.
this might have been a more
maybe
interesting
would have
movie.
hit harder, yeah.
But like it came out like when, like 2017, I think. It's
Yeah.
like okay, like we know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just
yeah. It's okay. Like I would watch
it
just
is
to
very
watch it.
interesting too because
Yeah.
like there's so many good actors in it, and it's like again, it's not. It is well directed. It's just like it's weird to see a Coen script done by someone who didn't quite get their sense of humor.
Right.
You know.
100%.
Yeah, it's definitely not. It's definitely not like like you never really know where it's gonna go. I mean, I know we just spoiled the whole thing, but you never know
Yeah.
where it's gonna go.
Yeah, I never want to turn it off, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, where are you going with this? I was very
It just
intrigued
kinda
by the
sucked,
whole
yeah.
like the build up and everything.
Yeah, but
If I didn't know it was a Coen Brothers script, I wonder if I would have felt so much animosity.
There's so yeah, it's
I don't
almost like
know.
if you'd never seen a Coen movie, like would you feel differently when you're like catching everything that they've done in a different
Right.
movie?
or
I don't
what
know.
if the only Coen Brothers movie you saw was Lady Killers? Then you'd be like, oh, that was kind of similar.
Yeah.
That was more the same vein.
I rewatched that recently, and it is the weirdest Coen Brothers movie they have ever made.
I have not seen that in 20 years. Yeah.
It's probably the one that I was most excited for, and the one that I was most let down by. Maybe
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
maybe we'll watch it on.
That
this
would be a
program,
great one to do.
guys.
We could
Yeah,
do that,
we'll do it
and
eventually.
what's the one with George Clooney and Catherine Zeta-Jones?
Oh, Intolerable Cruelty. I
could do
haven't
it-
ever seen that one. We
Dude,
could
I
do
don't-
that
I don't
one.
think I have either.
It is-
That
it
would
is-
be with Billy Bob Thornton. Like, what is
Just-
everyone doing in this movie?
Yeah, and Jeffrey Rush, another Jeffrey Rush.
We'll just
feature.
do a Coen's month, 1 month of
right
the
the
movies,
lesser Coens.
the
yeah,
lesser
Right.
Coens that you've never seen.
Yeah,
that would be great.
but so
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, check it out. Go watch.
Yeah,
George
it's
Clooney.
still very interesting.
It's an
Yeah,
interesting
for
George
sure.
Clooney
It's
is
an
hurting for
experience.
cash. Yeah. So
Oh,
go-
I
go
know.
give him
His
some
tequila
money.
brand's not doing as well as he thought,
Yeah.
despite what you
His-
see on the trucks.
His Nutella or whatever.
Yeah.
That little coffee he makes.
Oh, the
But
Nespresso. Yeah.
Matt Damon. Matt Damon's gonna be in the Odyssey. That's why you guys are here, I assume.
Yeah, yeah. This
Trying
is
to figure
Odyssey
out-
stuff.
Yeah, we're on the road to the Odyssey.
That's how
Next
to
up,
that's how to get the
Tom
clicks. You're
Holland.
like Odyssey prequel, and it's just a picture of Matt Damon.
Odyssey sequel, because it'd be the sequel to it.
All right, because
Yeah. So come back next week. We're off of Dark Castle finally.
Yeah.
Fine.
Although
Finally.
it was a fun ride.
It
but
was.
William might still be living in a dark castle next
As
week.
you can see,
As
yeah.
in the
My
dungeon.
brick based.
But next week we're gonna cover some. We're gonna go back off of whatever we want. Because coming
Yeah.
up,
We're going back to the cuff.
yeah, we're going to back off of just deciding. But then after that, we got some franchises coming out that we're going to match one for one. But we'll see you next week, and then that's going to be like 3 weeks from now. So you're not going to remember this by the time, if you're even listening to this.
It's
far
all
down.
done.
Yeah, if you've already
Um,
cut us off, you're fine.
Yeah, I don't know why
You're
after
good.
we finish you would keep listening, but whatever, you're here.
We like to
Um,
wrap it up.
Yeah, we have a long send off, but
For
come back
Suburbicon
next
and
week.
Dark Castle.
Yeah, Suburbicon. Thank you, Suburbicon. Thank you, William Castle, for your very limited interactions in this company. And we'll see you guys next week on the Bomb Squad.